Hey crew, welcome to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, and in what I hope will be a short video, I'm going to try to teach you the basics of reading tarot. I had some lovely conversations with my subscribers who have asked me some questions about how can I read tarot cards. So I don't think I can actually cover the fine artistry of reading tarot in just 15 minutes, but hopefully I'm going to give you a confident primer into how you can tackle the tarot. Okay, so let's say you received a gift, a tarot deck, or you purchased one and you're at the beginning of your journey. Congratulations, you have started on a beautiful journey of actually learning how to trust more your intuition, because from my view, to my mind, and from my experience, reading tarot is actually the art of learning to trust your intuition and to develop it the more you trust it and the more you practice it. So the traditional tarot deck, the mother of all tarot decks, is the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, okay? It was actually created by Arthur Rider-Waite and decorated by Pamela Colman Smith. This is the most famous tarot decks, the ones that started it all and popularized tarot for the masses. Coincidentally, Pamela Colman Smith was an Aquarius sun, so with Saturn and Aquarius during this period, I feel like I'm genuinely giving her some form of legacy, or I feel like she's speaking through me during this period. So hey, let's celebrate those awesome women, yeah? So, tarot decks. You purchased the tarot deck, you purchased possibly the traditional tarot deck. This is the one that inspired a number of other tarot decks, and I have here quite significant number of them. For example, the Dreaming Way Tarot, or the Deviant Moon Tarot, or the Decameron Tarot. This is more like a sex-themed tarot. All of these versions were based on the original one. The original one, and all of the tarot decks actually, need to contain 78 tarot cards. I feel like Spirit is trying to make me laugh more, not be so serious. So, 78 tarot cards. Why? Because you need to have 22 major arcana cards and 56 minor arcana cards. What are major arcana cards? Well, basically this is the ways in which we can read energy based on the collective archetypes that people have encountered throughout history. Those kind of mythological images that we all hold somewhere in our deep ancestral subconscious. Well, tarot readers, tarot creators, and people who have actually delved in occultism or in the occult sciences have actually managed to capture the energy of that collective archetype into one single image. And this is the image represented by the major arcana group, okay? So you have images such as the Emperor, which are very straightforward to read. I mean, the Emperor, a guy that is super powerful, right? The Empress, a person, a woman that is super abundant. Then you have Justice. I mean, this is a card about justice is coming, or justice is being distributed. Or the Tower, for example, which is more about this massive upheaval, a situation that is completely blowing everything out of proportion, okay? So, there are other more difficult cards to interpret in the major arcana deck. You have, for example, Temperance, which is the angel that pours water. This could sometimes represent astrological signs such as Sagittarius or Aquarius, but which one is which? You have the High Priestess, also a female personality, but at the same time, she is not actually the Empress. So how do we distinguish them? I'll tell you in a second. Then we have the World, yeah? What is happening here? There's a woman floating in air surrounded by a wreath. Or we have Judgment. Some people coming out of the caves. Are they dead? Are they alive? Why is there an angel? Why is the flag of England? Why is that angel, carving a trumpet or playing a trumpet? And why are the wings red? Or the Wheel of Fortune. What is happening in this card? This is actually, to my mind, close to the Magician, two of the hardest cards to interpret, especially if you are a beginner. Why is the infinity symbol on top of this guy's head? You see a very bright background. Is this guy evil? Is this guy good? He's the magician of what? Is he like a stage magician? We don't know, right? Or the Hanged Man. Again, one of the toughest cards to interpret. Why is this dude hanging off? Is he actually committing suicide? Or is he just hanging from this uncomfortable position to see the situation from a new light, perhaps? Well, I am here to let you know that in interpreting the major arcana, there is no right or wrong. And this is the tricky part. There is only what you think and feel about that particular card. So the Hanged Man could actually represent peacefulness in your perspective. If you are an introvert that likes peace, that likes to see things from a different perspective, or it could actually represent, if you're an extrovert and you hate waiting for things, this could actually represent a delay, a block. It also depends as well how cards come together. So if we have the Emperor next to Temperance, for example, this is the energy of these two cards kind of hold together, right? So this would be the Emperor is being currently kind of told to wait patiently, or the bright energy of a dominant male figure in a person's life is being somehow blocked, or not really blocked, but kind of put on hold for a while because God's plan is brighter than this. Or this could actually, if you're looking to interpret astrological sign, this is a sun sign in Aries with a Sagittarius or an Aquarius ascendant. Okay, so again, this is all very, very specific and kind of special according to the special meanings that you give to it. Meanings. Oh my God, I cannot talk today. What is happening? I'm also kind of rushing, and whenever I'm rushing, I feel like I'm, because I want to pack a lot into this 15 minutes video. Okay, so that's one way you can actually read the cards. You can read them by themselves, or you could read them in combination with each other, and they could gather a completely different meaning. So this is the major arcana, and I've actually made a short and sweet tarot series, which hopefully I can link at the end of this video. Have a look at that. That is my personal interpretation of the symbolism behind each archetypal energy in the major arcana cards, okay? But I want you guys to study these cards and spend time reflecting on them, so that you form your own opinion of these cards, okay? Because as you can see, they are very vague. They are full of religious and pagan symbolism, so you can interpret them in however ways you want them. That is the beauty and art of studying tarot and of actually doing tarot readings, right? Thinking how everything fits together, associating different symbols and thinking, what could all of this mean, right? Okay, then we have the minor arcana deck, okay? This is basically how our wise ancestors thought, how can we interpret the energy of the four elements? So we have, for example, fire in the wand suit, water, cups in the water in the cup suit, earth in the pentacles or coins suit, and then we have air in the swords, or we have air or mental energy in the sword suit. What is happening? It's not Mercury retrograde. I have no idea. My mind is a little bit, what? Okay, guys, let me focus. So this is basically, tarot is just a way of reading energy. And our ancestors and the people that first designed the tarot decks and brought us this fantastic knowledge, they basically devised the way through numbers, through cards, and through pictures to interpret the energies that they perceived was out there socially between people, okay? So if we have the archetypal images in the major arcana, so images that have a very strong, powerful, divinely guided, spiritually rich influence, then we have kind of a lower, more local, more community-based kind of influence, more that has to do with everyday encounters. And this is represented by the minor arcana deck, okay? So we have also a gradation of energy. So we start with a 1, and then we move on to potentially a 6, and then we reach a 9. So the energy grows throughout the entire suit. Each suit has a specific kind of energy. The wands are fire energy. They represent spirit and are together with the astrological signs of Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. The cup suit represent water energy and are together with Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces energy. Yeah. Then we have the pentacles or the coins. This is earth energy and are together with Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn energy. And finally, we have Swords energy, and this is represented by Gemini, Sagittarius, and Aquarius, yeah? So this is mental energy, air, quick, moves around. So these are just some ways that tarot readers decided to interpret the energy that exists out there, but there is also your intuitive way of interpreting it. And I really want you, this is so important, to trust your intuition, to trust your gut. Looking at tarot, spending time studying the tarot cards, maybe even reading through the interpretations is a great way to begin, but don't block yourself at that level. At the beginning, you might feel, I'm just looking for an interpretation card. So at the beginning, when you first start with tarot, you might feel very self-conscious. You might feel like you need to actually, study a lot the little guidebook that comes with your tarot deck. Great, do that. But what works even better is if you pick one card from your tarot deck each day. You can take it orderly or you can take it as it pops out, and you spend time with it. Put it somewhere where you can see it very often throughout your day and think about, what does this card represent to me? Okay, that's the best way you can actually develop into your tarot practice. And it's a great way to follow your intuition and to develop extrasensorial kind of like capacities that enhance your logical mind. They won't restrict it. So don't be afraid of reading tarot, guys. It is not the tool of the devil. It is just a fantastic way in which we can connect our left brain with our right brain. So we can actually use more than 1% of our brain's capacity. Just like Albert Einstein said, if we can actually see or use more than our 1%, our limited, very logical, very senses-based 1%, then we can actually achieve wonders, in terms of understanding parallel universes, understanding quantum leaps, all sorts of these beautiful things that happen with the energy in the universe. So this tarot is a great way to enhance your capacity. It doesn't take away from your logical mind. It enhances your logical mind. It is not the tool of the devil. It can be used in the practice of whichever entity you want to summon. If you want to summon dark entities, then go ahead, but it's your funeral. If you want to summon light entities, hey-oh, Lightworkers crew, you can do that. We are powerful co-creators. I basically think that we have gods within, and these gods are actually really ignited when we continue with the practice of tarot, right? Look at how interesting this card is. This is the Seven of Cups. So it's a completely different rendition of the Seven of Cups than in another tarot deck. Or, for example, let me give you different interpretations. The Lovers in the Mariel Tarot looks like it's infused with root chakra energy, and it has this really interesting mixed racial, across ages couple, right? This is beautiful. This is such an intense interpretation of the masculine and the feminine archetype. However, in the Chinese tarot deck, we have the Lovers cards as something that looks like fraternal or sisterly love, right? And it's about the beauty of life. It's about pleasure. It's about indulging and relaxation. You can read this card in so many different ways. It is still number 6. It is still the Lovers. It is still major arcana. But each artist that creates a tarot deck gives it a completely different interpretation. Let me give you another one, the Wheel of Fortune, yeah? So what I want you to take from this is that I want to empower you to believe in your own capacities. A lot of you already have fantastic capacities. I've been chatting with you about clairaudience, clairvoyance, precognition. Great, use them. Use the tarot to help you enhance those capacities. What I want to leave you with, guys, so this was basically just the introduction. What I want to leave you is an appreciation for, if you're kind of struggling at the beginning to actually follow your gut. I'm going to make a video about how to follow your gut as well. But I just want you to think about the colors that you see in a deck, okay? So, is the card dark colored? Is it full of light colors? What attracts you the most about it? What are the details that draw your attention? Do you see that there is an angel here behind these people? What could that mean? Do you see that there is a hand that she's protectively using on his head? He looks vulnerable. Is love and union about vulnerability? Maybe it's about that. Maybe it's about protection. Maybe it's divinely guided. I don't know the answer. I know that I would follow my gut and my instinct as to how I can interpret this. But again, I want you guys to to let yourself be led by the details, by the beauty of this card and the feeling that it evokes in you. So not just by what you see and what you think about this card and what it might mean. What do you feel? Does this card remind you of a particular memory? You might be emotionally connected to certain cards. Other cards might actually make you feel like, ooh, this is not for me. I'm going to give you another example from the Sun and Moon Tarot. I love this deck, mostly because it's very tiny, but also because it's in a tin box, and tin protects tarot cards so much better, because we all know they're made of carton most of the time, so they tend to deteriorate. So get yourself a sturdy deck, okay, to begin with, because you're going to be using that a lot, and you might even end up shipping it or destroying it. I'll leave you with this example as well. So for example, I'm very drawn to the Sun card. For me, it has a specific meaning. I grew up in Romania. Romania has a lot of fields. Whenever my parents would drive me from our home to my grandma's house, I would see so many fields of sunflowers, okay? So sunflower oil is one of our biggest exports, and I would see lots of fields of sunflowers. For me, this card represents the relaxation of being on a summer holiday and traveling to my grandma, where I could play a lot. So for me, this card is ultra positive, but it has a specific personal meaning. So when I read tarot decks, I sometimes color it with my own memories and my own specific interpretations regarding that, the memories that I have, you know, regarding a card, what it can evoke as well. The same thing can go for other cards. For example, this is the Four of Cups in the Decameron Tarot. When you would interpret this card, you would think about first the number. So 4 represents stability. Aha, interesting. First clue. Second clue, cups. Cups are the water element, right? And you thought about Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces as well, because these are the signs, the trinity that is associated with the water element. So there's something here about stability and emotions, right? And the water signs. But let's look at the image as well. What does the image say? Well, the image is almost of a guy that's kind of peeping in. He's not walking into. He seems curious. He seems young. What is happening there? Is he peeking in on a sexual encounter? Is he actually looking for his girlfriend or boyfriend? What is happening there? I don't know. You tell me. The whole magic consists in you putting together all of these things. But as I said, it's not only about mentally thinking, 4, stability, cups, emotions, this guy is kind of peeking into. So it could be about being on the verge of an emotional, stable relationship, or confessing your feelings to stabilize your relationship. This could also be about what you feel about this card. To me, this card is about being on the outside looking in, yeah? This is about not having that emotional fulfillment that you're looking to achieve. So again, we have very specific meanings that we attach to the cards, and I want you guys to trust your intuition. Okay, I know I said I'm going to leave you with that, but I just want to add, there is a difference between the tarot and oracle. Oracle cards are just cards that are meant to enhance the messages that we perceive from the tarot. Why? Well, because it's notoriously difficult to interpret the tarot. As I said, a lot of people attribute very specific meanings to the Queen of Wands, right? She could mean so many different things. So how can we actually color what the Queen of Wands means? Well, we can actually get advice from the Botanical Inspiration deck, which represents the love language of flowers, or our angels, the Angelarium deck, which talks about, you know, the Judeo-Christian angels. Or maybe the Animal Spirit Oracle, okay, which actually gets in touch with the animal spirits that are out there. Or the Divine Feather deck, the magical world of birds. So, for example, the Queen of Wands could be enhanced as a representation if we pull the Hydrangea. And hydrangea means thankfulness for understanding. So again, look at the colors, look at the atmosphere. You could also pull this together with the Lovers cards, okay? So that's a bit of a homework. What do you guys think that this could represent? Judging by the image that you see on the Lovers, judging by the Queen of Wands and the image that represents the Queen of Wands, and this beautiful, lush hydrangea. Think about the names that you see. Think about the numbers. Number 6, the number of Venus. The Queen of Wands is the queen of all queens in the wand suit. So her energy is very powerful. She's the one that represents a nurturing feminine environment of spirit, and representative of Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo as well. And also we have here thankfulness for understanding. So this could be interpreted as you are thankful for the fact that you gathered some spiritual and deeply confident and empowering understanding regarding your love life. That could be one way in which you can interpret it. Yeah? It all depends. It depends if it's a career reading, if it's a love reading, if it's a reading about what your true nature really is, who you truly are, if it's a reading about past life. Again, you have to interpret the symbols regarding the specific messages or the specific kind of questions that if you're actually doing tarot reading for clients, then you have to take that in mind as well and adapt it to the circumstances. Ultimately, reading tarot is a wonderful experience because it's about you beginning a journey of welcoming the unknown and managing the unknown. How do I control this? It's about using your creativity to control things, okay? Control the messages that come to you, but allow them to happen, okay? Accept things. It's about learning that there are no such things as mistakes. There are just happy associations, happy signs everywhere. If you make a mistake, that is not a mistake. Maybe that message was meant to happen. I love to integrate in my readings, as you've seen, all sorts of things. If a fly comes in, that's a message. If I bump the table, that's a message. If my hair keeps coming into my mouth, that's a message. If I misspeak a couple of words, I interpret it as there's something in there, a blockage, okay? So everything can be turned into the exercise of interpreting and the art of interpreting a tarot reading, okay? There are no mistakes. You learn to trust your gut, and it's an exercise in imagination and creativity. Okay, guys? This is what I love about the tarot. I hope this message served you. It's very short. I mean, I tried to pack it, and it's already longer than I wanted it to be, but hey-o, I hope this helps some of you out there, at least the ones that have asked me for this type of video. I hope this helped you. Let me know down in the comments if you need some more clarifications. I love you, crew. Hope to see you in my next pick a card reading. Mwah!